Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this meeting, I would like to explain what I've been wrote in journal article. I choose Sri Gustiani's journal article with the title Students' Motivation in Online Learning During COVID-19 Pandemic Era, a case study. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic or coronavirus pandemic has been declared by WHO in March 2020. Indonesia, as one of countries with high infected population, has also implemented some policy reforms in many sectors. In education sector, a new policy has been regulated in teaching and learning system. The government of Indonesia Republic through the Ministry of Education and Culture has stipulated online learning and teaching processes as one panacea with executing physical distancing program to depress the pandemic outbreak. The motivation regarding online learning during the coronavirus outbreak was reported contributing inconsistent effects in higher education, especially in Indonesia universities. The online learning has caused lack motivation for some students to learn, whereas others were highly motivated. As online learning was conducted from home, many parents thought they still could ask help in doing households from their children in their online learning time. Improper internet connection and gadget to access the distance learning will also cause frustration. The enthusiasm and ambition to understand and add new knowledge have driven them to study hard even via online. In addition, resilience and psychological condition also favorably assisted them to have success online learning. So the study is to illuminate the motivation of students at English department toward their online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic era. Now we move to research objectives. As we can see in research objective, this study is trying to reveal the students' motivation in English department in online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic era. And for the research method, this study was designed by qualitative approach with instrument first individual in-depth interview with semi-structured interview questions and focus group interview. And how does the researchers did the method? The study adopted a case study using qualitative approach. The case study was intended to investigate phenomena in real-life setting. The complex phenomena were about the motivation of students of English department toward their online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic era. The qualitative design was implemented to explore the phenomena using words, stories, and pictures. It facilitated the understanding of the meaning from the gain phenomena, the explanation of the existing issue, and offering solution. Taking into account the condition of physical distancing during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the study was conducting, the participants would approach using snowball sampling. All students of English department during the pandemic were stayed at home and located in various areas with diverse technological problems. Those only students, regardless their semester and gender, who were able to participate. Taken as participants, there were 8 participants for individual in-depth interview and 14 participants for focus group interview (FGI). All the participants were identified as participants P, followed with number 1, 2, 3, and etc. For number identification, meaning participants 1 will be named as P1, and so on. Regarding the physical distancing during the pandemic, the individual interview were conducted in distance using WhatsApp video call or voice call, and the focus group conducted using the Gmeet conference or Zoom. Now we move to theoretical framework. First, motivation to learn. Motivation is defined as a theoretical construct to explain the intention, direction, intensity, persistence, and quality of behavior, especially goal-directed behavior. It is associated with individual cognitive and affective process on situated and interactive interaction between learners and their learning environment in accordance to the contextual and social factor as enablers or barriers. The second is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation in learning. Intrinsic motivation is defined as the doing of activity for its inherent satisfaction rather than for some separable consequence. Extrinsic motivation is associated with motivation to get rewarded or prevent punished, like to have good score in finishing a difficult project. Motivation. In fact, the absence of both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation is called a motivation. It generates when learners have unwillingness or like motivation in learning. They have low self-efficacy and feel incapable because the learning will result no desired outcome and doing the task have no value as well. And the next is online learning. Online learning is the use of web and internet in learning. It is a distant education mediated by technological tools, where learners are geographically separated from the instructor and the main instruction, said nevertheless hard principle of online learning. Online learning can be characterized into its two main points, content and instructions. Firstly, the content of online course greatly influences the learner's learning outcome. Secondly, the instructions are conducting over the internet in which learners can have comments about their assignments directly. And the second one is online learning during pandemic. The increase of the COVID-19 coverage and impact has caused abolishment of teaching and learning processes in class. Students are studying out of class or across the world. As the replacement of face-to-face learning in the classroom, schools are conducting online learning remotely using digital platforms. And the last is motivation in online learning. As online learning requires students' participation on their own responsibility for their own learning, they are unable to just join along the class with their own awareness to gain new knowledge and information while interacting with teacher and other students. Therefore, motivation plays crucial roles for learners in online learning, and become an numerous factor needs to be considered in conducting online learning. And thank you very much for joining here, and hope you guys always in a good health. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.